In this video, we are testing another mimicry pattern called Lynch Superflauge game. I don't know a lot about this pattern, but at this point in our testing, we had seen enough different patterns and understood how patterns work enough to predict how this camo would work before we even tested it. In this case, we liked that it had larger elements in the pattern than the mossy oak pattern, but we still felt overall it would probably be too dark. And our testing backed that up. The pattern worked okay in the wooded test environment, but tended to be too dark and tended to turn into a dark blob at distance. It performed about the same in the grassy environment. It worked okay, but at distance still tended to turn into a dark blob. A common result was emerging. Patterns that didn't design with consideration to what an ungulate would see really didn't perform any differently when we simulated an ungulate's vision. I guess we overlooked testing this pattern in the rocky hillside setting. That's okay because by this point we understood that patterns that did not have a large abstract macro pattern wouldn't work well in that environment, and that this pattern was just too dark overall to be effective. Our motion studies show that as predicted, this pattern was also just too dark overall to effectively take on the shadows in a variable light setting. We were really starting to understand things much better at this point and realized that to effectively work in the environments we were testing in, camo needed to have large abstract macro patterns, especially at distance. We were also realizing that patterns that were too dark were not as effective.